Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is adjective phrase 43. The adjective phrase today is stir crazy. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. If we say that someone is stir crazy, it means that he or she is going crazy due to confinement, being locked in or forced to stay in somewhere for some reason. Usually showing behavior of discomfort, that you're uncomfortable, restlessness, especially restlessness. Yeah, a lot of nervous tension. You start to go nuts because, you just can't go outside. We are humans where we need to kind of go outside every now and then. And when you're trapped in a place for a long time, you may start to feel stir crazy. And also, of course, impatience. That goes along with restlessness, etc. All right, so let's continue. The origin dates back to the early 1900s. The word stir was a term that meant prison in London. Some people believe stir may have been a variation that came from the word start, which was a nickname given to a notorious prison called Newgate. Okay. There were some other variations of stir crazy, such as stir-batty or stir-looney. And so both batty and loony also mean like crazy. Okay. The term eventually expanded to be used in any situation in which one has a lot of restless, nervous tension from being confined, being limited, being forced to stay in a place where you can't go out and you can't, have freedom or something like that. Then you can start to go stir crazy, especially if you're there for too long. Okay. All right, and let's just look at 3 examples we have here. Now, so of course the first one, had to do with prison. That's where it really came from originally. They usually allow prisoners to go outdoors in the prison yard where they can exercise in order to keep them from going stir crazy. Yeah, that's why they do it. That's why they allow them to go out and get some fresh air. Probably, it reduces the tension, so, the prisoners will be more calm, so they'll give the guards less trouble. So, they want to avoid them from going stir crazy. Okay, let's look at number 2 here. He had to be quarantined for 14 days, and he started to go stir crazy, especially these days with the coronavirus. Around the world, a lot of people are being quarantined, and especially people that are not used to this. They may, even though they might be in a nice room or something, wherever they keep them, they could start to go stir crazy because they're just not used to being confined or locked in or forced to stay in a smaller area for a long time. Okay, and number 3 here. After being snowed in, yes, for a week due to a blizzard, I was starting to go stir crazy. Yeah, if you're from anywhere cold countries and, like a really bad snowstorm every once in a while could hit, and maybe I don't know about a week is a long time, but sometimes people could be snowed in for several days, and sometimes they could go a little stir crazy even with just, 3 or 4 days. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it's clear. I hope it's informative. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.